We've been traveling far from future world to find the nearest bar. Free, nothing here is free. We blow our cash, but it's festival for me. Everywhere and on the plane, they're coming to Communicore. Stupid building, stupid stage, they're coming to Communicore today.
They're coming to Communicore
Today.
They're coming to Communicore
Today.
They're coming to Communicore
Today.
They're coming to Communicore today.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Welcome to the 2024 Epcot International Food and Wine Festival over here at the Communicore Plaza stage. My name is Lesteria. I know you expect... I got my man on the keys over here, by the way. He goes by the name of Cato Pectate. Cato Pectate, say hello. I know you expected Dick Summers to be here, but, well, Dick ate at the Italy booth earlier today and had to be airlifted to Celebration Hospital. So send one up for Dick Summers, if you would. And I know you're just here because you want to sit in the shade a little bit while you ponder your life choices. So we're going to kick off our Groan to the Tone concert series here at the Communicore Plaza stage. We got some old school tunes. We got some new tunes. What do you got for us, Cato Pectate?
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Drunk moms fall down, they fall again, then get up. I need some grease to soak all the booze up. I won't give up, no, I won't give in until I reach the end, and then I'll fall again. Oh, I can't breathe, these wings, they are killing me. I'll even fail if I get to the end.
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything.
Oh, 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 oh.
Fry everything. Oh, you know, we're going to break things down for a minute. We want to give a shout out to all the cast members here who are members of the Disney Aspire program. All right, hit it, Cato. Hey, Mr. Iger, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make our dreams come true. Hey, Mr. Iger, what you gonna do? What? What you gonna do? Make our dreams come true. What? 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 Hold on. Cato. It turns out Mr. Iger has gutted the Aspire program. Apparently we can stop dancing now. So while you can no longer go to college, Disney has given each member a lightning lane for any attraction in the park today except for Guardians or Frozen.
Come on.
Well, that's not good. Here, take that, thank you. It's especially not good without a teleprompter telling me what's next. Cato. If I knew the words, I'd be better. Somebody have one of the scripts on them. Because my teleprompter died.
I might know the words if you want me to help there.
Give it a shot if you would, Cato Pectate.
With just one shot and perspiration, you'll have a lot. It's a vacation, you just won't stop. It's what you're here to do. You left your kid in the frozen queue. Inebriation, inebriation. You know you drank too much when you get cut off inside Club Cool.
Cut off in inside Club Cool. But you know what we do like to do around here? We like to do a little food and wine.
Food and wine in 100 degrees. Drink in a sample cup for $11.50. The food and wine, it's 55 boots. I will stop at everyone except the Italian one. Oh, not that one. Food and wine on the trash I dine. Trash I dine on my own dime. Food and wine make it feel so grand. Drink so much, lose my magic band. Food and wine make me feel so bad. Maxed out my credit card I stole from my dad. Food and wine, gonna drink a lot of beer. Festival lasts half a year. Food and wine.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Cato Pectate. That's a good job filling in for something that definitely was not unexpected, like me not having a script and a frozen monitor, perhaps. Speaking of frozen, anybody like the Italy boot this year? No? All right. You want to take us home? You want to take us home, Cato?
Sure, Les. They built this building. They built this building in a future world. Built this building. They built this building in future world. They built this. They tore down all the fountains. They needed something hotter. Now this building looks like the newest Big Lots. It's a college campus with a picture of our founder too. Don't you remember they built this building? They built this building in future
Come on, everybody.
world. They built this building. They built this building in future world. Built this building. They built this building in future world.
That's about all the time we got for tonight, folks. You read WDW News Today. Now it's time for WDW News Tonight.
Walt Disney World Resort, it's WDW News Tonight with Eric Morton and Jill Dippendahl. Tonight, we play an exciting game of Parktionary. We bring to you Fantiques Roadshow News Tonight edition, a rousing discussion about Bob Chapek and Bob Iger, and more. I'm Jill Dippendahl, and now here's your host, Eric Morton.
And the festival doesn't like me either. You know, to do the teleprompters, apparently. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you're really enjoying this stupidity, you can leave a super chat right here on our YouTube. Your donations will be used to bring Tom back so I can go on vacation. Yay! Got a big crowd tonight. But it's time for the news. And then sometimes a graphic comes up. So, there we go. The news. All right. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and Gift Shop Pooh Corner recently reopened in Disneyland after being closed since May. The Pooh Corner and the Avatar Flight of Passage queue also reopened after being closed for about 30 minutes to clean up the mess. In a new Manning cast video, Disney CEO Bob Iger tells Peyton Manning that Disney would not give Omaha its own section at Epcot. Peyton pitched an attraction for the pavilion where a film about the city will be projected onto his forehead. Manning... Manning Cast, if you don't know, is a simulcast of Monday Night Football where the Manning brothers and guests give live running commentary of the game. I had to explain this to our writing team. This is true. The best analogy I could come up with was that it was like Monday Night Football if it were Mystery Science Theater. Suddenly a lifetime of walking that fine line between nerd and jock paid off for me. So. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance at Disney's Hollywood Studios was named Best Dark Ride for the second year in a row, and for the second year straight, all of the cannons remained in a row, not functioning at all. Great e-ticket, but it's always in B mode. The Disney Parks blog has released the full list of food and beverages guests can enjoy at the Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort for Hispanic and Latin American Heritage Month 2024. Missing from the list, Italian nachos. DirecTV has filed a complaint against Disney with the FCC, accusing them of negotiating in bad faith. DirecTV and Disney's ongoing contract dispute has left 11 million DirecTV customers without access to Disney-owned networks since September 1st. Luckily, this only happens to customers about once a year. We have actually faced a similar issue with YouTube. We had a lawsuit. They won, and now you have to watch this show. Universal Orlando will open Wicked, the experience where guests will be able to step into the fantastical land of Oz, traveling along the yellow brick road into a variety of locations from the film, including Shiz University. How many goddamn wizard schools does this park need? Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen will also get limited time treats inspired by the film, made, of course, by their founder, John Wilkes Tooth. You can hit the button. Yes, okay. One manatee and 3 dolphins that call Walt Disney World home will soon be relocated out of their habitats in the seas with Nemo and friends at Epcot. Lou the manatee was moved to another manatee rehabilitation center yesterday, leaving Little Joe all alone to cry. Shut up, Little Joe. It is rumored that Lou's new home will be replacing Muppet Vision 3D at Hollywood Studios. What is that noise? Sounds like someone eating lettuce? Is that a manatee? No, that's a man in a tea. Is that a manatee next to him? Oh, there we go. Yeah, is that you, Lou?
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I'm a manatee. Sorry. I haven't eaten all day.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
So what happened? They're moving you? Aren't they moving you to a rehabilitation center, not here?
Well, see, I got in trouble, and
Thank you for sharing, by the way. Thank you for sharing the lettuce with you.
So they made me come sit through this.
Oh, that's your punishment? Yeah. I heard you didn't get along with Little Joe.
Listen, I don't like any Joe. Big Joe, Little Joe, Joe Mama, Joe the lazy-ass grandfather from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. No. Like, none of them. None of them. No.
He danced his ass off once they found out he got a free chocolate factory tour, I guess. But I can also see why they don't want you at Epcot now.
Hey, lose the attitude, pal. I have to sit through 40 hours of this childish bullshit to qualify for parole.
Lou really has a stick up his ass, I guess. Something up his butt, I don't know. Hey, let's move on. The trio of male dolphins living at the seas will be moved to the Gulfarium Marine Adventure Park in Fort Walton Beach in late October, unless the Cake Bake Shop construction team is on the project, in which case they'll open around 2027. Guests can now purchase Star Wars-themed gauntlet communicators at Tatooine Traders in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Finally, a way for Star Wars fans to be social. Tron Light Cycle Run raced up to a 105-minute wait just after Park opened at Magic Kingdom on its first day of offering standby wait for the ride. Just like the ride, it was short-lived as it then dropped to about a 30-minute wait. So, I don't mean to do the ride dirty. It's like it's a canopy. It's dirty. Hit the button. We get it. A new Haunted Mansion gargoyle diffuser is now available at Walt Disney World. Quick, pass it to me, said the stretching portrait guy standing on a keg of dynamite with a lit fuse. The New York Times has released a detailed report outlining the power struggle between Bob Chapek and Bob Iger as Chapek attempted to take over as CEO of the Walt Disney Company back in 2020. While Chapek felt that he had the support of Iger in many ways, it was clear when he became CEO that the two were not seeing eye to eye on many things.
You said eye to eye, right?
I did.
Oh, sorry.
That included what Chapek would actually be in charge of. Eventually, they decided he could pick out where the executives got lunch from. One of the first matters to drive a wedge between the men was when Chapek wasn't named to the board of directors. He was instead named to the board at Cyberdyne Systems. Shortly thereafter, Chapek and Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy decided to furlough 90,000 employees at theme parks, but Iger insisted they wait until the CARES Act was signed into law to give them some protection. When Iger's decision went out, Chapek's wife referred to Chapek as Iger's lapdog. I see the coldness runs in the family. When New York Times media columnist Ben Smith released a column detailing a conversation he'd had with Iger in which Chapek was shown in sort of a negative light, Chapek was furious. Chapek furious about what the press said about him? Really? Has that ever happened? That's not like him at all. Not in our experience, at least. Right? Susan Arnold felt Bob was being paranoid that Iger was trying to destroy him. Also, he kept ranting similarly about how some guy in a 2-bedroom apartment in Orlando was being mean to him online. After his firing, Chapek hired Brian Friedman, who advised him he had a very strong claim against Iger because Iger was interfering with Chapek's ability to do his job. Also interfering with Chapek's ability to do his job, his very low intelligence. Yeah. Ultimately, Chapek elected not to seek legal action because his family is, quote, a Disney family, and also because Iger had not broken any of Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. He also said he didn't want to damage the company. He would never try to cause years of irrecoverable damage to Disney by suing them or closing beloved attractions, making horrible sequels, live-action remakes, not sticking up for his employees' rights, taking power away from creative people, replacing Imagineers with third-party architects, fighting publicly with female movie stars about pay, or trying to lie about the success of a streaming service. Doesn't sound like him, right? We're going to miss him, let's be honest, right? Yeah, let the record reflect everybody said no. We hate that guy. Wayne Brady lived a dream of performing with Disney's Dapper Dan's Barbershop Quartet for his series Wayne Brady, The Family Remix. The quartet performed standards such as Bye Bye Blues and Is Wayne Brady Gonna Have to Choke a Bitch? The Disney Aspire program is introducing an annual funding cap and ending their master's program offerings. You know, in case you ever wondered what would have happened if Bob Chapek had kept his job. There has been a change to the Eat to the Beat concert series schedule as they have added the Foo Fighters because Dave Grohl found out how much it costs to take 2 families to Disney World. Some of you keep up with the news and know that one, I don't know. And that's the news. Who brings us the news?
This program is brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Inner Globe Society. Support WDWNT to get early and exclusive access to content you can't find anywhere else, including exclusive post shows for WDW News Tonight and Park Center, access to our prize wall, a monthly Zoom with Tom, access to our Discord community, early access to our events, and much more, starting at just $2 per month. For more information, visit patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join WIGS and unlock even more WDWNT.
All right, we've got a great show for you tonight. Jill Diffendahl's in the house. Piano Rob is here. Everybody's here but Tom and Nick, the people you came here to see. They'll be back next week. Unavoidable stuff. But we're going to try to have fun, right, Jill?
I think we're already having fun.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Good. I'm a little sweaty. I wore a wig. Didn't go well.
There we go. I turned my mic
There you
off.
go. I hear you. I hear you. I see
Eric,
you.
can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Well, that's great. Well, it's great to have you here, Jill. Thanks for coming. Rob, as always. And like I said, we have a great show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This time, Disney executives have gone too far. The true heart and soul of one of the biggest theme parks is about to be ripped out and replaced, proving once and for all that the Iger administration is hell-bent on removing the park from theme parks. And we don't care whether or not you think Cars belongs there.
I'm just heartbroken over this. My brother and I have been coming here ever since we found it a week ago.
The decisions the executive team has been making about Cars are really starting to get my goat.
That's right. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, an iconic piece of Disney's Hollywood Studios history, is going to be removed later this year.
Getting to watch an animatronic figure staring at a screen, pretending to race, instead of actually racing, is the purest form of what Walt would have wanted.
They can take away Splash Mountain, they can take away the rivers of America, but they absolutely cannot take away Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. It truly is the heart and soul of this park.
What about the great movie ride?
What's that?
There weren't even any Disney movies in there.
Nuh-uh, what about Fantasia?
What?
Fantasia, there was a Fantasia scene.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Well, don't let heartless executives ruin the last thing that we love about these parks. Join our movement today by visiting geocities.com/Save Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy or by using the hashtag Save Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy located inside the Sunset Showcase Theater along Sunset Boulevard in Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly Disney MGM Studios, on your social media. And remember, not only does lightning come before thunder, but he also comes first in our hearts. Are you tired of the same old boring food and drink options? Mexican food, Asian food, Italian food. Well, join us for something we call Hawaiish food at Polynesian's Resort. We've got everything you're looking for, from food to drinks to entertainment. Celebrate special occasions at Patty Ohana's, where Moana herself will come spank the lucky birthday boy with her shillelagh. Or find out what our mixologists have been up to with the lapu lapu you love, but served inside a potato with real Irish whiskey. Over at Kona O'Brien's, our top of the aloha breakfast is not to be missed with Tonga shepherd's pie and more. And for lunch, we're cooking up some corned beef and cabbage pot stickers that'll make you want to kiss the Maui Blarney Stone out in our lobby. For those in a hurry, we've got counter service downstairs at Captain Cook's of Dublin. In the evening, wind down over at Trader Shamrock's Grog Grotto, or out there on the terrace, you can listen to your favorite U2 songs on the ukulele. And of course, we have that world-famous leprechaun Dole Whip. And if you think this accent is shite, wait until you hear our staff talk. So capture a little luck at te fiti and drag the whole family down for the best and only Hawaiish joint in the world. It's more than just a dumb idea. It's a lifestyle going all the way back to our founder, Roy O. Disney. Come find us at the end of the rainbow and tell him Don O'Brien sent ya.
Hey, there I am. And this magic moment, so different and so new, was like any other, until I kissed you, and then it happened. It took me by surprise, knew that you felt it too, by the look in your eyes, sweeter than wine, softer than a summer night, everything I want I have whenever I hold you tight. This magic moment, while your lips so close to mine, will last forever, forever till the end of time.
Before we go on, let's see what's on Disney Plus this week. Finding Dory. She's a chainsaw fish.
I would watch that. I would watch that, Eric. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the Leatherface mask.
It's the right time of year for it.
Right?
Yeah. I think Disney could afford to get a little more Halloween-y.
Why not?
Exactly.
Right? We have super chats. Unfortunately, I cannot read them from here, but Rob, Rob has them.
I got them.
All right.
The first one, ironically, I didn't write this one down, but I think it was J.C. Bobbitt wanted the Doogie Howser theme with that sound, not knowing we were going to play it on that commercial already, which worked out perfectly. Tina Bailey, $5 for Eric's vacation fund, so he can be unburdened by what
Eric's
has
vacation.
been.
Oh, thank you.
Walter Kaczynski, $19.99 for Eric, a man with a tin ear and a heart of gold.
Oh.
Is that a compliment?
I don't know.
I think it's a compliment.
I'm deaf. Does that mean tin ear?
What?
Yeah.
Jason Champagne, $7. I learn something new every day. I always thought Toothsome Chocolate Emporium was founded by Dr. Albert Emporium. JC Bobbitt, $4.99. Come for the laughs. Stay to see Sabrina. Free basin lettuce. The Trauma Factor, $1.99. 3 words. Spike the bee.
Oh, shoot.
Melissa
Wrong
Craig,
festival.
$7. Eric and Jill are doing a great job. So much so, I'm sending my first super chat.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I think that's it for now.
Got an E for effort.
Yay.
That's all our super chats.
That's
that
it.
it?
That's
I
it
think
for now.
All right.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
our super chats. Very nice.
All right, well,
Thank you
now
all.
we're going to introduce you to a first
Yeah.
in WDW News Tonight. We have the Fantiques Roadshow.
Another episode of Fantiques Roadshow, this one brought to you by WDWNT. I'm your host, Josh, and I'm going to take you on an exciting journey through Central Florida and all the magical Disney trinkets and bits and bobs and things that we find along the way. Let's turn our attention to our first guest, and I mean, this is something. It's in a plastic box.
Yes.
Tell me, how did this come into your life?
So this is from the groundbreaking ceremony of Epcot in 1979. It was a gift from my sister.
I see it right there. It says groundbreaking 1979 Epcot. And did it come in this box? Did you put it in this box?
I put it in the box to protect it while traveling to hear tonight.
Well, I'm so glad that you showed up with this fabulous item. As you know, Epcot, which opened in 1982, broke ground in 1979. That was back when the Walt Disney Company could construct things in a matter of years, not decades.
Yes.
And in 1982, when Epcot opened, that was really the pinnacle of Western civilization.
Yes, it absolutely was.
It was a magical time. It was a time when a purple dragon could teach us about things, when computers were new and fresh, when there were dinosaurs at Disney theme parks. This is really a cherished memento of the beginning of that. And when I saw it, I thought about my childhood, maybe your childhood. Did you visit Epcot?
I did.
And you were fond of it?
Oh, I loved Epcot.
And are you still fond of it? Or sort of like grandma's not all with it anymore, but like the memories are there.
The memories. It's all about the memories now. Yes.
Right. A lot of people like Epcot. People like yourself. You've put this in a plastic box. You think it's valuable, and it probably is. Maybe it's worth $300, $400, $500 at auction. There's a lot of fans who, like yourself, want to wear a hard hat and remember when Epcot was great. Some people have worn this same hard hat and destroyed Epcot as well. That's the interesting thing about hard hats, isn't it? So I really appreciate you bringing it in today. $300 to $500 for an insurance replacement value. In the marketplace, maybe a little less, maybe a little more.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, hello. Hi.
Welcome to Fantiques Roadshow.
Thank you.
Let me see what you have there.
Well, let me just. So this is a really special item to me. It's a family heirloom. It's been passed down from generation to generation. We pass it all around and use it as much as possible. It's just really near and dear to my heart. So I'm here to get this appraised today. I had to put it in some protection.
You wrapped it up tight, didn't you?
I sure did. I didn't want anything to happen to this bad boy.
It looks like you've.
I don't want kids to get involved or anything, so I have to protect it.
Looks like you've double wrapped it. There's some.
I did.
Well,
that's. I heard what happened to Dave Groan and his. So it was just,
that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that is quite a package you have there. Yeah.
Would you like to help me?
Well, can I see it?
Yes.
Can I hold?
Do.
Can I
Yes.
hold it?
Absolutely. I love it when people.
I'm all about
all of my stuff.
affirmative consent. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's.
That, yes.
There's some heft to it.
There is. Yes. There's a lot of heft to it. It's very rigid.
It does feel firm.
Yes.
But soft.
It's not as firm as it used to be. It's been around a while, so.
How did this package come into your life?
Well, it came from my grandfather.
Oh,
he gave
good.
it to my grandmother.
That's.
So, and then she passed it down to us and stuff. So there's a little bit of them and me today. So that way,
It's really wonderful to hear stories about these rich traditions and this sharing and this sort of. It's one generation sort of filling up the next generation
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. Can we
Yeah, and it comes around every Christmas time, Easter, any holiday it comes.
Well,
and we pass it around.
Let's get inside it, shall we?
Absolutely. Would you like to help do the honors here? We're just gonna.
Oh, just.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just dig into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't the original paper or anything.
No, this is.
Just to get it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my! Look at that.
Isn't that fantastic?
Oh, it really shines, doesn't it?
It sure does. It sure does. Sometimes you have to buff it and rub it a lot.
I love
to get a shine on it.
I love its feel in your hand.
Right?
Yeah, it has a good.
The only thing though is you have to be careful though because when you heat it up, it does expand.
It does. So like you have to be really careful like when you're baking with it and everything like that. That it just.
Well, now and
it's not real steady at times. It's well used.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Is it an everyday item or is it just on special occasions?
Special occasions.
Yeah.
We generally pass it around. We have to wash it though because it can get a little sticky at times, so we have to be careful.
I'm sure that it does. Well, it is a beautiful.
Well, thank you.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Sometimes we also like to present it and show it off and just hang it up and just.
It should be a piece that you're proud of.
Thank you.
And sort of display and wave around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the way it catches the light is simply stunning, and I love how the claws are so symmetrical. I mean, so often we find these, one's a little longer than the other, but in this case, it's really beautifully symmetrical. I just want to make sure that our guests at home get to see this.
It's a shower.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
It's a shower and a grower under the right temperature.
Well, it is quite a beautiful lobster Jello mold.
Well, thank you.
Probably from the middle part of the 20th century. It sort of speaks to primetime cafe, and do you think that's where your grandfather stole it from?
Probably.
Yeah. Right, that makes sense to me.
He just saw it there hanging and
I mean, couldn't
keep his hands off of it.
Yeah, as a piece of memorabilia, it has some value to it. Not a lot, but it's definitely one of those things that I just love that it's so cherished and used and passed around and used and handed off and shared and transferred and transmitted and used and
well used.
I'm so glad to see now.
It's so used sometimes that it wears me out.
Whew, that is really something. I just have, I guess, one more question.
Sure.
Does it bite?
Oh, Grandpa said it would sometimes.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh. Hello, welcome to Fantiques Roadshow. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
I didn't know we'd have royalty in the house today. This is a very special circumstance.
Yes.
Moana.
Yes.
Of
Motunui.
Of Motunui.
Yes.
It's so lovely to see you.
I have this necklace that my grandmother gave me on her deathbed.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your grandmother's passing.
Well,
this is
our island is having some problems. The coconuts are all turning to dust. It's very scary. So I'm hoping to be able to get some money off of this necklace to be able to pay for it.
Well, that's very interesting that you would be so willing to help your people. The wonderful thing about this artistry, this oceanic art this looks to be from pre-contact days before sort of the Cook expeditions, and it's quite stunning, but it does closely resemble something that is, I did some research before the show, and was it stolen? It feels...
How dare you suggest
It feels
such a
like
thing?
it's an artifact known as the Heart of Tafiti, and Tafiti in that sentence implies a rightful owner. Yeah, these sort of things, these bits of cultural property, they're very beautiful. Some are held in museums around the world, but many have been repatriated back to the angry lava goddess islands that they were taken from.
So what do you expect me to do? I'm supposed to just travel across the ocean to go find this Tafiti?
Well, doesn't that feel right, returning it to its proper owner? I can tell you, Moana, Princess Moana, Miss Moana,
I'm not a princess.
I'm not sure what your honorific is, your title. Let's just call you Moana. Is that fine?
I'm the
Moana
daughter of the chief.
You're the daughter of, that would make you a princess. That literally the concept of a princess is the daughter of, anyway. It's just, I did some research into your culture before the show. It's a beautiful thing. You're a princess. Let's just lean into that. And let's make sure that maybe this gets back to where it belongs, because I can tell you that by bringing it here to Orlando, you've broken any number of federal laws relating to the transport of stolen property. In fact, federal marshals may be waiting outside right now. Did you...
But how much money do you think they'd be willing to pay for it?
Well, the thing about federal marshals is that they don't really like to pay for things. They have these... Are you familiar with zip ties? They're big, they have big zip ties, and they might... There's a black one and a white one. They might use the white one for you. They might use the black one. I don't know. It depends on the manufacturer, the supplier at the time. I mean,
I haven't seen Nick
the
around
reality
lately.
is
He's
it's...
usually the one with the zip ties.
Well, he's on vacation, I believe, yeah. The reality is, we at Fantiques Roadshow don't really condone the transport of cultural property, the stealing of goods, the transport of stolen goods across international borders, princess or not, Moana. I would suggest... I don't know, find someone, a friend, a chicken, a demigod, and get this back where it belongs, because it's beautiful, but it's making me uncomfortable.
Thanks for nothing, I guess.
Thanks, Moana. So who's our next guest?
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to Fantiques Roadshow.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here because I have this amazing piece that has been in my family for a couple generations, and I wanted to come get some more information about it and talk about how important it is in my family.
Well, tell me how did it come into your life? How did you first find it?
So my grandfather actually knew Walt Disney.
Really?
And Walt Disney himself gave my grandfather this lantern. So we assume it came from Disneyland. When Disneyland opened, there were train stations. We assume it had to come from somewhere around the train station in the park. And it's been sitting in our family. It sits on my mantle right now. We are so proud of it. We tell everyone that comes to the house about it, about how Walt Disney gave my grandfather this lantern, and so I wanted to come. I don't want to part with it, but, you know, I have kids, and I need to send them to college, you know, and maybe it's got to be worth a lot, right? It came from Walt. It came from the opening of Disneyland, so tell me what you think.
Walt Disney, of course, was a master showman and created Disneyland from, in some ways, his love of railroads, right? He loved trains, and that was a thing that circled the park. And in 1955, it's sort of the reason, you know, in my research before the show, I found that Walt had a model train in his backyard called the Carolwood Pacific. And of course, this is too big to be in a model train, but it certainly resembles a train lantern. And as you said, your grandfather got it directly from Walt Disney. That is quite some provenance. Although what I can't help but comment on is its construction seems a little new to me. It's a little... It feels like, in its family stories being what they are, that sometimes they're verifiable and ironclad provenance, and sometimes they're a bit of a tall tale. I guess my concern about this most of anything, and its tie to Walt Disney, is this very prominent goodwill price tag on the bottom, listing, well, it's not size, not applicable, but $5.99 for something that's called wares.
That can't be right.
It's
no,
surprising.
My grandfather got that from Walt Disney.
You know, it's a beautiful story, and
it's not a story.
And I really,
it's true. My grandfather wouldn't lie.
Well, I can't help but wonder, though, was Walt Disney buying things in 2022? Nope, 2024, it's dated as well, at Goodwill. That's really interesting to me. It's sometimes the magic of those stories. I'm going to have to say that, you know, this is one of those later reproductions of something that might have been... Walt very well might have used a lantern just like this to, you know, hang in a barn full of...
I'm gonna
Thanks for coming to Fantiques
I'm gonna
Roadshow.
take this to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Bye-bye.
It's clearly not you.
Well, that's what public television is sometimes, a service to our providers. I wonder if there's anyone else who can... Hello, sir. Welcome to Fantiques Roadshow.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you. Tell me, what'd you bring with you today?
I brought this. My neighbor, he passed away recently, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. He gave me this, so he didn't like to mow the lawn.
Before he passed, or?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
But he didn't like to mow his lawn. But he gave me this, and he was a Disney Imagineer.
He was an Imagineer. That's wonderful.
He dropped out of school at 5. He said, and became an Imagineer. And I don't rightly know what this is, but I put it. I think it's an antenna. I put it near my head, and I can start to hear things like people talking to me and such. So
that's so interesting to me. That is so interesting to me because let me
Please.
tell you, when I saw this from across the room earlier today, and like I'll disclose that I saw this earlier today, and my heart went just thump, 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 and I got so excited about this fantastic piece of Disney memorabilia. This is really one of the most storied, one of the greatest, one of the... I'm at a loss for words. This is the find of... I've been on the Fantiques Roadshow for 37 years now. And
you look awesome. You look young.
I've had a lot of filler. And these monitors do wonders. For 37 years, and this, sir, is really the highlight of... let me display it for everyone so that they can see it the way I'm seeing it. This is a conceptual model. This is the genesis of one of the greatest ideas in Disney theme park history. This is the big ring thing that was in the middle of World Showcase Lagoon for a number of years as part of Harmonious, which is arguably, at least in my mind and at least in the circles I travel in, the greatest Epcot nighttime spectacular to ever grace that little patch of Central Florida heaven that we know is World Showcase Lagoon, right? This ring, and it makes perfect sense to me that as you hold it close to your head, you hear things.
Don't say that about him.
I hear them too. Is this... I think it's Let It Go. I'm hearing Let It Go in its native Norwegian.
Well, maybe that's why
the spirit of Harmonious is very much imbued in the entirety of this object. Collectors, and there are a number of them, sir. There are a number of them who would pay upwards of 100 to magic that was Harmonious. So congratulations, sir. Your neighbor left you with an incredible gift, and I'm just... Let me touch it one more time.
That'd be $10. I charge people to touch it now that I know it's worth money.
That's a very recent revelation, but I really thank you, sir. Let me shake your hand. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I'm at a loss for words. I can't... Hello.
How got an extension cord around here?
We're PBS.
That's a no.
We don't have electricity. I'm so sorry.
I'm Haymaker. I'm a Florida man, correspondent for WDWNT.
I can tell that from everything about you, sir. Thank you.
I am a Florida man, but what a lot of people don't know is my great-grandfather was a mortician in California back in the 60s.
Sure. Well,
and I think I got something you might have been passed down many generations, something you might want to see.
Is it this Robin's Egg Blue mini fridge?
No, that's just how we've been storing her.
How long? Her?
Him. It. You know. I don't know what you. I don't know really what you call a human head when it ain't got no body. So
let me tell you that the trade in human body parts is regulated by a number of federal, state laws, religious laws, quite frankly.
What if it's someone real important to Disney?
Well, I mean, are you talking like Disney legend important? important? Or like?
I'll show you.
Oh my. Well, that's not a Disney legend,
We also
is
keep
it?
beer in here. Here you go.
That is.
Hey, hold his jaw so we can open this.
That is the.
There you go.
Well,
Can you get his jaw here for me too?
Oh yeah, let me help you with that. There you go. You know what I'm
just trying to figure out what kind of money I can get for this because we've been holding on to this for a long time.
What I can tell you about memorabilia and collectibles, there are so many things we just sort of store them, we tuck them away, we display them, and the magic of something that we can use day in and day out, and that provides such a useful.
Let's say you got a bond of $100,000. Could you sell this for that?
Let's talk off camera, shall we?
All right.
There are certain circles, sir, where these sort of things would trade for a significant amount of money. All of it is handled anonymously.
I got a fellow over at the CW who will buy it. He gave me a good price. I don't know about PBS.
I can certainly, for the right amount of money, put you in touch with someone.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I think can I poke its eye?
Hell, you can do whatever you want. He can't feel nothing.
Oh my, there's still
one little spark. Look, if you shine a light in it, it sparkles. They're trying to do that with an animatronic. I got the real thing.
Well, as the great man once said, if we can dream it, we can do it. Or something, right? Thank you.
Well, I'll talk to you offline.
And thank you for this.
Oh, yeah, give me that beer. They're Modalito. They're little.
Cheers.
So if you have 20 of them.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That was quite a highlight, wasn't it? Oh, hello. It's night, mammal. Good.
How's it going? So the guy earlier said that I may have something up my ass. Turns out I did.
Uh-huh. Well, that's charming. Do I have to touch it?
No. But I want to know how much I can get for it.
Oh, well, I think you've gotten enough for it. That's all we have time for on another episode of Fantiques Roadshow. Tune in next week where we take on Anaheim and see what trinkets they have to offer. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
How do you do? My name is
Bob Chapek.
And I would like to tell you about our good friends, the birds.
That's the damnedest thing I ever saw.
Birds just don't go around attacking people without no reason.
Yes, they attack the children.
Birds are not aggressive creatures, miss. They bring beauty into the world.
Those gulls attack.
Impossible.
Are the birds going to eat us, Mommy?
Did you get the windows in the attic? When do you think they'll come?
What happens when you run out of wood? I don't know.
You don't know? When will you know? When we're all dead!
They're coming. They're coming.
Were you stationed at Camp Mini Mickey between 1953 and 1987? If so, you may be entitled to compensation.
It wasn't even there in 1987.
Hello, this is Bertrand Flume.
We here at Loggins et Flume support all of the brave veterans who served at Camp Minemique, and we will fight so that you can get every penny you deserve.
It was a theme park land, not a military base.
For years, the federal government has dodged responsibility for hundreds of thousands of individuals who have suffered from dangerous chemical exposure while stationed at Camp Minimickey.
I think you mean Camp Lejeune.
If you believe that you were exposed to the contaminated water at Camp Minimique, and you or a loved one has been diagnosed with being a Disney adult, contact us today for a free, no obligation consultation at 1-800-ZIP-A-D.
It was built in 1998.
Call now. We will also be spamming you nonstop and calling you every night. So make it easy on both of us and give us a call. Or go to our website, geocities.com/Camp Minimickey website 78941.
Loggins et Flume, aquatic misadventures at your knees.
Call Loggins and Flume, 1-800-ZIP-A-D.
At the new creation shop at Epcot. God, those mannequins are creepy.
Hey, Lauren. Who's that across the street?
The mannequins, they've left the store. How do we stop them? With one little spark. They're in the storage closet! No! They're moving!
I'll be waiting for you.
I'm the king of the swing, the jungle VIP. I reached the top and had to stop. That's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man, man cub, stroll right into town, be just like the other man. I'm tired of monkeying around. Who be doing? I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. See, it's true, it ain't like me. I couldn't learn to be human too. Don't try to keep me man cub, made to deal with you. What I desire is man's rectified to make my dreams come true. They gave me the secret, man cub. Come on, clue me what to do. Give me the power to man's red flower so I can be like you. Ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. It's true, it ain't like me. I couldn't learn to be human too. I couldn't learn to be human too. I couldn't learn to be human too. You got it, boss. I was on top of the world, living high. I was right in my pocket. I was living the life, things were just the way they should be. When from out of the sky like a bomb comes some little punk in a rocket. And all of a sudden these strange things are happening to me. I had friends, I've had lots of friends. Now friends have gone, and I'm doing the best I can to carry on. I've had power, I was respected, but not anymore. And I lost who the one that I've adored.
Guess we're back.
Sounds like we're back.
Oh no.
Maybe we're not back.
Is it 10 o'clock, Jill?
It is.
I hear the 10. It must be 10 o'clock. You know what that means?
It's Jason's bedtime.
Where is sleepy Jason? Oh, it's Jason's bedtime. There you go. Oh, look at Jason. Snug as a bug in a rug, sleeping in his hokas.
They match his blanket.
They do match the blanket. I love it. Oh, there's sleepy Jason. 10 o'clock. Yes, as you can see, it's always, the clock only goes to 10 o'clock at Jason's house.
It does. It does.
And you can't see it here because our monitor is frozen, but I promise you there's an MIT banner, there's a Universe of Energy poster. He's very happy and very snug over there in his room. Yeah, we're gonna need, Dreamy Jason is gonna contribute to the panel in a moment. All right, everyone wish Jason a good night. Okay, well now it's time for the Disney Parks Incorrect Fact of the Week. Yes, for the Halloween season, Disney has announced the Outrun Disney. It's a marathon where you run while through scare zones while monsters chase you. My vision's not that good, but I think that's about
really
what
tough.
it is. They're Sully chasing a marathoner. She's very scared. The Disney Parks Incorrect Fact of the Week. By the way, when we say that, that means it's not true.
That is what incorrect means.
I want to make sure that no one tried to sign up, because there's some people that are in to run Disney that are just like anything that they crap out. They're like, sign me up, $180, all right.
Also,
we're selling medals today, folks. That's what we're doing.
I know incorrect is spelled wrong, but just because it's like incorrect doesn't then negate that and make it correct.
Double negative, I don't.
No, that's not how that works.
I don't know. That's just a graphic that goes back a long time, and we haven't changed it. I guess we can go right into Unbuilt Disney.
Ooh, what do we got
Do
for
you like
Unbuilt
Disney? Unbuilt Disney's pretty good. I can't see it yet. Yes, it's the AutoZone Tower of Terror. That was when they were going to turn Sunset Boulevard into Cars Land. Instead, they chose the Rivers of America. I think it's pretty good. Looks good, right? You get your battery checked for free. They'll charge it up.
I mean, it would be awesome if you could take your car to Disney to get serviced.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to go, It's like the thing you hate doing, right? Yeah. It's the thing you hate doing, taking your car
Going
in.
to Disney?
Right? You can drop it off in the morning, go to the parks all day, and then pick it up at night. It's brilliant, actually.
Oh boy, I'm going to have to put on my glasses for this next part, because we're going to do the calendar.
Uh-oh.
Frankly, I don't care what's on the calendar, because I'm not going to be here. But I think we're having shows coming up.
If we get a few more super chats, you can really go on vacation.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a road trip, probably to Buc-ee's.
I see the super chat. You're not going to make it to Buc-ee's.
We're trying for an all-time record of fewest super chats and longest skit. I'll take that. I like that. We're still going to come in at a tight 90 minutes. All right, there's something next week, and I don't know what that is. I think we'll have The Price is Right. And then the week after that, we're going to have the ECV Rodeo. A couple things we're working on for you, just so you know. We're going to be setting up channel memberships. We know that we have the wigs, but there's some people, maybe they don't want to be a wig. Maybe they just want special emojis or badges, or they want to watch post shows. There's a way that's not as cheap as being a wigs member, but there's a way that we'll be launching. Yeah, you get badges, emojis, and then if you pay a little extra, you get the post shows just like the wigs, but for more money than the wigs. So I would say go to join the wigs, right? WDWNT.
Seems like that makes
Patreon.com/WDWNT. But we're gonna offer that to people that want to do it. For the wigs, we do have a post show tonight. Who knows if it'll work? I'll let you know. I'll keep you. It's going pretty good. Everyone, please give a hand to Katie. You have no idea how much Katie's been through, how hard Katie has worked. Everything in the studio is great, except don't go by that green bucket over there because, yeah, the AC drip pan is dripping down into the bucket.
Leaking over by the green.
Oh, good. It's leaking by the green screen, too. Watch out,
Is it
Sleepy
dripping on
Jason.
Jason?
But luckily, our manatee Sabrina keeps the water in our drip pan from overflowing.
Yeah, that's true. Let us entertain you.
For a short amount of time.
Rob, do we have any super chats we want to go through?
We do.
before
We have a couple. Shall we do them?
Yeah.
Let's do them. Here we go. I think. First one. Sam Fritz, $4.99. I guess Tom took extreme measures to avoid spoiling of the Dolphins game tonight. Bills up 24-7 with about 2 minutes to go in the half.
Ooh.
That was a while ago, so I know it's probably
Go
changed.
Chiefs.
Park hopping with Forky, $2. What's with the knockoff Tom?
I'm the wish.com Tom. Thank you very much.
Aaron Payne, $6.99 Canadian blank super chat.
Oh, thank you, Aaron.
Becky Christensen, $5. What was the street value of the copper lobster? Mike Martino, $4.99. Eric does a show and doesn't drink. Love Unboxed. Can we get a Spike the Bee if you can, Rob and Eric? Baba Booey to you all.
Does a lot of things.
Park hopping with Forky, $2. I think I accidentally clicked on DFB News Tonight. Kevin Lake, $4.99.
Wow.
This is easily the third best episode of Boxed In.
Yeah!
It
I'll take
sure
that.
is.
Michelle E, $9.99. Have a bag of Braver Nuggets for me, Eric.
Oh, I think she might be
Beaver
Nuggets, but
Nuggets, yeah.
I'll try some
Beaver.
Braver Nuggets too. The Braver
I was
Little
wondering
Toaster.
what Braver Nuggets was.
That was the sequel.
They were chickens that really put up a fight before they were made into nuggets. Retro Red, $2. Spike the Bee.
Oh man.
Eric,
we'll
we might-
figure out
we-
something. We'll figure out some landmark we have to hit.
And
to do a Spike the Bee.
$1.99 JC Bobbitt for Beaver Nuggets.
Beaver Nuggets.
And
That's
that's
about
it.
what they
That's it
cost.
for now. We got to
They're
start
eating
working.
beavers, cats, and dogs in Ohio.
Do they have Buc-ee's in Ohio?
Do they? I don't know. Does anybody know if they have Buc-ee's in Ohio? No.
No, that's all of them for
Obviously.
now. That's all.
No tuxedo
Oh.
bears. If you go there, if you go to Buc-ee's, tuxedo bears are my thing. The
They
cinnamon
are.
tuxedo
They
bears.
are.
Sometimes they're gone.
Everyone
sometimes they're
knows
back.
to bring you
everyone
tuxedo
knows, Bring me
bears.
tuxedo
Yeah.
bears. Right. They're kind of gross, but I love them.
We all have
Kind
our
of
thing.
like our cast. All right, Jill, who is our sponsor for the show?
WDW News Tonight is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head over to WDWNT.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They are also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are free.
Free!
So book your travel today.
We love when you support our sponsors, support people that support us. It really does mean a lot. So check them out, especially if you don't like scheduling your own stuff. I'm doing a road trip. I don't think Be Our Guest can help me.
I don't, they might be able to like give you a triptych. Did you ever used to go
Me?
to AAA and get a triptych?
No.
Oh, sorry. I
Hey,
feel
a
like
Tic
I'm,
Tac.
I feel like I'm demonstrating
Mom's purse?
both my age and my nerdiness.
triptych.
You would go to AAA and they would give you like a page-by-page map of your route on before. I don't think they do that anymore. No, well now there's GPS. This was like pre-GPS, so sorry. I digress.
I used to go to MapQuest.
I digress.
Ooh, I remember MapQuest.
I was a
This is
MapQuest
before
guy.
MapQuest existed.
Oh boy. What about key maps? Remember key maps? Anybody know key maps?
I don't remember key maps.
You would look up someone's street name, and it would say like B4 on page 26, and you turned to
Oh,
page
yeah,
26,
yeah,
and you had.
yeah.
Oh, there's it. There it is.
Yeah.
It's a really efficient way to get. I love when kids make fun of old people for not knowing GPS, and they're like, "Okay, here's a key map.
Uh-huh.
Go find where we're going."
Go
jackass.
figure out. Yeah.
Right?
You think you're so smart?
All right, Joe. We post a lot of stories, and every now and then we get some psychotic comments. What do you think?
We do.
Are we gonna do that?
I think we should do some psychotic comments.
There's a big intro for this. It's really good.
Walt Disney presents
All right, Eric. So.
Oh God, I can't read that. That's for sure.
Okay, I have a backup, so I think I'll be okay. So.
You got a script.
Actually, no, they're not in the script. I just have the original. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So.
Just tell me, Joe.
Our
Just tell me the
story
story.
was Slinky Dog Dash temporarily closed today at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Jaha's comments, "So mad at Park now," flew all the way from California. I thought this was funny because when I read it, I thought he said, "I'm so mad at Park now." Like, I'm mad at the...
No, I think it's funny because it sounds like she sent a telegram.
Yes.
Like, so mad, stop. At Park now, stop. Flew from California, stop. She went to the local Western Union for that one.
She knows what park ticks are.
She knows what triptychs.
Her triptych was ruined.
Maybe we need park ticks. Yeah.
There it is.
Then it'll just, it'll evolve into TikTok. I don't know. All right, our next story. So we ran this story. There's this huge story in the New York Times about Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, the whole shakedown. We're going to be talking about it in a minute. The story was Bob Chapek says his children and grandchildren, being a Disney family, stopped him from suing the company. So John comments, got fired. Sick. Got fired so he wouldn't be able to get unemployment benefits. To which Alex F. replied, "You got it backwards. Getting fired means he can get benefits, not that he'll need it given his golden parachute."
It's only like $32 million.
What's
he doing? Is it run out by now?
I have news for both of them. I'm pretty sure that the amount of money Bob Chapek made disqualified him from receiving unemployment benefits.
You're probably correct.
I'm relatively certain.
Can you imagine him like calling the California Unemployment Commission?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, Rob.
Same article, MAGA commented, "What a pathetic turd," which I'm not actually sure which person in the article he was talking about because they go through a whole list of Disney.
There's like 27 people mentioned in the article.
But
one of them's a turd.
I kind of feel like more than one of them in that article were turds, quite frankly. War Pigs commented, "Technically, Iger was saving the company money from the lawsuits and negative press that would have occurred had Chapek been able to lay off all those employees prior to the CARES Act." And then, like in a disjointed sentence, "I don't know why his wife is so mean to him, nor why she is mentioned in this article."
Oh, even robots need love.
Next story is couple lose lawsuit against Disney to regain Club 33 membership. So apparently, the guy got caught drunk at Disneyland and they kicked him out of Club 33.
He wasn't drunk, Jill.
He was, according to Disney,
vestibular something that's aggravated by red wine.
Yeah.
I have that too.
Something like that.
And bourbon.
Yeah. So they sued to try to get back into Club 33, and they lost their lawsuit.
Yeah.
And Julia H. comments, "Good riddance."
Yeah?
I don't know, that feels a little hard.
Isn't that the old, "I wouldn't be a member of any club that would have me"?
There are opinions in the audience. Limited time snowy mooncake debuts at China Pavilion in Epcot. So I love this comment from TV Nut because it basically sounds like a WDWNT food review from a festival. "My husband and I had a day one of availability. He's a former chef, and I'm a former dude scientist, and mooncakes are a favorite for us." I don't understand that sentence. "I've had them most of my life."
Mooncakes, that was my nickname in college.
I don't think I want to know why. First time for a snowskin mooncake. The rice skin was definitely not as chewy as mochi, a disappointment for me. The filling in ours was thick like pudding, but clearly an instant pudding taste. It was not that gritty, Play-Doh, consistency typically found in mooncakes.
It was not that goody.
Oh, whatever.
I like it.
Yeah.
So they want a Play-Doh consistency?
I guess they want
is
a
that
Play-Doh
good or bad?
consistency.
A mooncake.
Our next comment, James Earl Jones, legendary voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa.
He commented?
Dies at 93.
I can't take one more story like this.
I actually just I chose this comment by Victor Nazarian because, like, frankly, it was very nice, and I feel exactly the same way. I would have gladly listened to James Earl Jones reading a traffic ticket or dictate a phone book. Rest in peace, Darth Vader. You are one with the Force.
That's not psychotic at all.
No, it's nice, but I tried to channel my inner Nicholas Cicero, and then I just got a little skeeved out at myself, and so I just thought I would do it my own way.
Nick wouldn't have got past dude scientist, I think.
I had a hard time with that, too. Our last comment is on first responder family received all expenses paid vacation to Walt Disney World. Now, I want to make it clear that this article was a very nice feel-good story about this woman who's a first responder in North Carolina, and she got an all expenses paid trip to Disney World with her daughter, and they had a lovely time.
That's
and
worth a lot of money, by the way.
The article's full of pictures of the two of them having fun, and they got like souvenir money and everything. And
souvenir money?
Yeah, Disney even gave them souvenir money.
That's how I used to get paid at my last job.
And so on this very nice feel-good article, Natalie comments, it's pretty sad that many first responders will suffer from lifelong disabilities and chronic conditions, and Disney will no longer provide the needed accommodations to those heroes and their families.
Ouch.
We have, I don't know, shouting into the
That's
void.
a downer.
I'm
and a
sorry.
great segue into our panel discussion.
Yeah.
Thank
sorry.
you, Joe.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a New York Times article this week that shed a little bit more light, gave us a little more Bob Chapek's perspective.
There's a lot of light.
A lot of light.
There
I mean,
was
it's
some,
kind of dim, but
there's
a
some
lot of light.
tea. There's a lot of tea
He
in
spilled
that
a lot
article.
of tea.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk, and I don't want to drag this out too long, but I want everyone to go around and talk a little bit about this. Basically, Bob Chapek told his side of the story, and I have to say, and a lot of the comments said, like, okay, there might be two bad guys in this story. Maybe Bob Chapek and Bob Iger are both bad guys.
I came away from this story thinking, like, oh my God, Iger's such a jerk. He set this guy up to fail from like day one.
Can you imagine if you got hired as CEO of a company, but you didn't get the CEO's office, he didn't move out of it, and you're like in a cubicle.
And you didn't get appointed to the board of directors like most CEOs do, and you actually had a dual reporting structure to both the old CEO who won't leave and the board of directors.
I mean, I think that might be kind of bad.
I think it's probably a pretty difficult situation for anyone. Oh, and then literally like 3 weeks after you get the job, COVID hits and shuts down most of your business.
Can I just say, though, like, it's horrible, but also it's Bob Chapek, so, you know.
They did kind of imply that Iger left because he saw that COVID was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of rushed it, right?
Yeah.
Was it just like, I don't want my legacy tainted by COVID, so I'm gonna hand it over to you?
Is it, how can I make myself look like a bigger hero than to offer to step back in and be like, you know what, I'll come back and help during this difficult time period.
So I think there's something to be said that at Bob Iger's age, he's having a little bit of a crisis, right? Like, I'm the CEO of the Walt Disney Company, and now all of a sudden, I don't want to just be like have nothing to do. So he wanted to contribute, but also like everything he did was kind of also undermining someone who he knew was weak and stupid, and would always like defer to his worst impulses, right?
Yeah, like it kind of like it seemed apparent from that Iger knew that Chapek was a lackey, like was just a yes man and constantly like kissed up to him.
Right. So the question then is, did he recognize his weakness and go, "This is the guy I'm going to put up for CEO"?
Just as like a puppet.
Yeah.
They said that he liked him better than Staggs because he called him boss and he found that endearing.
Instead of Bob.
Jason's laughing from bed. I want to hear what you have to say, Josh.
Well, I think this is a lot more nuanced than even the New York Times wants to consider, right? There's a there's always a reason for a piece of journalism. And in this case, it's trying to sort of level the playing field, the Iger, Chapek sort of legacy making and that sort of thing. But I mean, the reality that we all have to approach is this is corporate America. These are people who are struggling among themselves with one another in order to grab that brass ring. There's only one CEO position, even with an asterisk, right? Even with the like, oh, you report to him, you report to the board, all of that sort of stuff. These are fundamentally still, though, human beings who are trying to make real world decisions on the fly. And that's what that article exposed. That's what I saw sort of time and time again was these aren't fundamentally bad people. Bob Chapek, smart guy. Bob Iger, smart guy. Different, wired differently, but ultimately with the best of intentions. They both had a belief that they could lead the Walt Disney Company into a direction and manage through sort of outside forces. I mean, I hate to be a Bob Chapek apologist, but the circumstance.
Where's that lettuce? We start throwing it at Josh.
Hey, let's be honest. Like the circumstances were really unfortunate for him, and I don't like. And Bob Iger is a smart guy who masterfully read the prevailing winds, and he stepped up and stepped in when he needed to step up and step in, because at the end of the day, as a CEO, you can be the head of whatever sort of media empire you are. Your job is still to be in service to the shareholders of that company, because you don't own a majority of a company. You don't have that sort of controlling right. You're still answering to the board, and you're still trying to represent sort of those shareholders and make sure that that stock value is maintained, even when the world hands you pandemics and upheavals on the political front and all that sort of stuff.
But
I think there's something we said for like Bob Chapek's worst instincts, which were not people, right? It was like his instinct was we got to lay people off because the spreadsheet says we're going to run out of money, even though they had 26 billion in the bank. But like he's like in a hurry to get the people laid off and all that kind of stuff. And at least Bob Iger had the human element to say, hold on, can we wait? This CARES Act is in the works.
He did say that he had a low EQ.
Yeah, he does. I think it's fair. Like I insulted Bob Chapek's intelligence, and I'm like, I think it's fair to say he's an intelligent guy. I don't think he has EQ. I don't think he has any emotional intelligence at all. I don't think he has the ability to read what people are going to think of what he does. I don't think he cared.
I don't think Iger cares either. I think Iger.
No, I do think Iger cares what people think.
No, I don't think Iger cares about people. I think Iger cares about image, and Iger cares about the company, and Iger did what Iger thought was best for the company from an image perspective, not because he cared about people.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And
hold on.
What?
Are we picking Jason up through his alarm clock?
Is he sleep talking again?
Yeah, I'm sleep talking.
He's more coherent when he's asleep.
No, but Jill makes a really valid point that Iger doesn't care about people, and there's no actually more relevant time that demonstrates that than he just gutted the Aspire program.
Yeah.
For no real good reason.
Well,
money.
It's money, right? And that's the thing is like put in with the CARES Act and everything like that. It went through and it basically outlined and said no company is going to be getting the tax break. That if you pay off in your employee's full bill, they're not going to get the full tax break. They're only going to get the $5,200, whatever it is. And that's the thing is bottom line. And even when I worked for the company long enough that I was there when Eisner was there. I was there when Roy's nephew, Eisner. I was there for Eisner. Yeah. And when Roy came in and he was like, this dude's got to go.
And you were there during Iger too, right?
Yeah, well, then I was there when Roy pushed Eisner out and brought Iger in.
Yeah.
And the thing is that right after that happened, so that was right around when we were going through and the whole country was in an economic crisis, right?
Right.
We were coming through, and so like everybody was getting laid off. Disney felt it later because everybody had paid for Disney vacations through 2007, 2008. So we were fine. Everybody else is hitting, financial hardship, and as cast members, we were doing okay because people were still showing up because they'd already paid for their vacations. So they had to show up. They were doing, and Disney offered certain plans and stuff, but right after that, we used to say the meat wagon came through. That's when they went through and they downsized, and Iger was the lead person for that. He's great up front, but he will pinch pennies, and there were so many things throughout the parks that just we saw get taken away. So was Chapek, it was just a little bit more apparent with Chapek.
Iger's just better at hiding it.
Yeah, because Chapek doesn't know how
because
to
Chapek's
put on
a
the
bull.
charm.
He's a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
Whereas
So
Iger is kind of a snake in the grass.
Yes, very much so. And so it was really difficult. That it was exciting when Iger came back, but the feeling was like, yes, no, and it was that very strong.
No, everyone was
even
happy
with-
because everyone was fed up with Chapek already. I mean,
Right.
Chapek, nobody liked him out of the gate, right?
But-
Is that fair?
but
he pissed
as a
off
cast
Hollywood.
member-
He pissed off Parks fans.
Yeah.
He pissed off pretty much everyone in the company, all the creative people.
Chapek's a smart guy, but he wasn't the right guy for this job, and he didn't know how this job was supposed to operate.
Well,
Is that you?
Nope. I mean, I think you're a little bit right, Jason, but you also have to understand that at the time when Chapek ascends to the CEO position, there's a tremendous sea change in the upper levels of that sort of 6th floor in the Team Disney building in Burbank, right? Things start to really sort of shift around, and you see it. It's your CFO leaves, your Xenia leaves, your head of corporate communications, who was just the glue that sort of held that together, right? So much of leading Disney is understanding what the messaging is, because it's about sort of, you don't want to be sort of in business focused, or you don't want to look business focused while you're being business focused, and that probably feeds into sort of the Aspire thing, and how Iger right now is probably not getting the greatest notes in the world from down below, sort of bubbling up through the ranks, where things become bigger issues than you thought they were going to be. They become bigger social or media issues, and I mean, let's say most importantly, like Alan Braverman departs, right? Alan Braverman, general counsel for a long, long time at the Walt Disney Company, way back into the Eisner administration. He had set up the structures for how the board worked together, what the bylaws were and weren't, how the way around them was and wasn't. All of those things feed into it. It's not just one guy versus the other guy. It's one leadership team versus another leadership team, and it becomes an apples and oranges comparison against an unprecedented sort of change in circumstance, right? Streaming comes in as a disruptor for traditional ways to distribute content, right? Theaters don't matter. Theaters particularly don't matter in the wake of COVID. That sort of changes in a false way the economics that underpin the distribution industry. All of a sudden, theme parks are totally sort of removed from relevancy because of COVID. Like, there's a lot that changes sort of overnight and then unchanges as things return to normal. And the ability to have a team of people who advise you and who are nimble enough to sort of read the winds of change and tell you those things, that's fundamental. And that's, from my reading of the article, that's what Bob Chapek didn't have, and that's what Bob Iger has and has in spades. Now, comparing the two, that means that, like, it's pretty clear to me, like, Bob Iger knows how to deal with people better. He knows how to read people. He knows how to understand strengths and weaknesses. He knows how to listen to people. And that's probably Bob Chapek's shortcoming, is that, I mean, call it a bull in a china closet, call it somebody who's sort of doing a bad job of reading the prevailing winds, or reading spreadsheets more than anything. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's a little bit about messaging, it's a little bit about structure, it's a little bit about being sort of 2 or 3 steps ahead, and that's why, and the deck was stacked against him, because there wasn't that transition. The transition didn't need to happen because Bob Iger didn't want it to happen. because Bob Iger wasn't in a position where it had to happen. Things were going really well for Disney, for Bob Iger as a person. I'm going to shut up now and let other people talk, but I mean, that's the sense of it that I got, is that like there's more balance to this story now that we see this piece, and there's more humanity to it. These are people operating in an environment that is highly political. And what do? You move back to your base instincts. You become a political creature as well, and it becomes about winning, and it doesn't become about sort of team building and consensus building, and it certainly doesn't become about sort of the greater good either.
Yeah, I mean, Chapek was definitely not a good politician in this whole thing. But I think, you know, like my reading of the article, I sort of felt bad for him. Like, he got really screwed.
I think that was why I think he wanted that. I think he wanted to come and tell his story finally, because he felt like he got screwed.
No, the article clearly was at the behest of Chapek to get his side of the story out, because everyone vilified him. And you know, from a Disney Parks fan perspective, rightly so. So, you know, part of me feels really bad that he got screwed, but part of me also is like, it couldn't have happened to a better guy.
He was a scapegoat.
All right.
He was a scapegoat.
Yeah, but say what you will about Bob Chapek, he took a lot of this like a gentleman, and I think that's laudable. I think that's worth commenting on. That this could have gotten so much more petty than even this quote-unquote expose exposed. And he used it to tell his side of the story, but even so, he did it like a gentleman. And it wasn't about sort of the sort of
I think it was all about making Iger look like an asshole.
No, because if it was, he would have sued the company.
No, I think this was his retaliation.
This was his way to get his story told without having to file a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I think there's a way of sort of doing that little thing that preserves ego and preserves legacy, and at least uses the media to get a side of the story out there that has some sort of personal meaning to him. And whether it hit or missed, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's slanted or not, it was sort of the most effective way of doing that. And
just describe my item from earlier.
And as a result, it's worth between $200 and $300 in the open market.
He can dry his tears with $32 million.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think is an interesting side effect of all of this is I'm curious what the impact, if there is one, I don't know. Maybe not on the Disney fan community, but on sort of the general public in terms of how they view Disney. You know, I think we hear all the time, like, we get a lot of flack for being like real about Disney and criticizing Disney, because at the end of the day, Disney is just a company. It's a big company, but it's a company that has all of the flaws and machinations of any
They have the
global
same motivations
company.
of any
The
publicly
same
held
motivations
company, right?
that are about
You're right.
money and brand and shareholders. And at the end of the day, customer satisfaction is a means to an end for them. It's a means to the bottom line. And I think this article really revealed how little, like, nowhere in reading this article was I like, wow, anybody they're talking about gives a crap about the guest experience or the consumer experience, right? And like, to me, that's what this article did more than anything else, is illuminate just how much of just like every other company Disney is.
Well, and that's the thing too, is if you look back at it, and this is why Chapek was so horrible with guest satisfiers, right? Because he couldn't read a room. He couldn't, you know, and he charged for parking at resorts. He nickeled and dimed everybody, but he did it up front. Iger does it as well, but he's like, all right, you know what? I can give them back free parking. But I'll increase park tickets. I'll take away X, Y, and Z. And it's the same thing. We saw it more under Chapek, with little things that we could do for the guests would get slowly taken away. As a cast member, you couldn't do certain things. You know, with the fast pass is going away. That made it more difficult because, like, what's the number one thing when people come into a place and they lose is time, right? How do you replace time? How do you give somebody back their time? You can give
Christine
back
McCarthy
money.
said some of the guests have more money than time, and they want to let them.
And that's the thing, and that's who they were catering to.
I think the general thing has been the stratification of the guest experience, right? Where there's more tiers of guests. There, you have your basic guests, you have your, premium guests, you have your premier guests, you have your elite guests, you have your platinum
and that
guests.
was never a thing. That was everybody was supposed to be treated the same. It didn't matter if you had money, you didn't have money, you were famous, you were not famous. That was the entire training back in the day, was that you are treating everybody with the same amount of respect and dignity, whether they have money or they don't have money.
Correct.
And I think all of that's true, but I think that we found a way as a corporate entity to unlock significant returns based on that. You call it stratification.
Those are like $750 million on Genie Plus.
But
according to the.
But the reality of sort of walking around a theme park is, it's not visible to your average guest.
Right.
It's not distinctly sort of stratifying in that way. It doesn't make people feel
I think it
less.
is when you sit behind a rope while everyone else goes into the park before 9 a.m. And when you see people walk past you in line to go in front of
When
you
you
for
get
a ride.
stopped in line and other people are going in front of you.
When you get stopped and other people go in front. I think it is visible.
I think those are things that,
I'm
that
not saying
people
it's right
are
or wrong. I'm just
sort
saying
of,
it's certainly visible.
I think those are things that people are far more comfortable with as part of your everyday sort of theme park experience. But I think like the broader point is, regardless of what this article had to say, I think even reading between the lines and allowing Bob Chapek to get his side out, which is totally valid, the reality is that Bob Iger has a sense of not just corporate responsibility, but he can take that step back. And he actually sees, from a messaging perspective, from a persona perspective, from a bottom line perspective even, that there is a fundamental value to stewardship, to being handed a legacy, being handed a heritage, which is unlike really any other in corporate America. There are a handful of companies that have that level of trust and admiration and affection and fandom, and the reason that we're all here and talking about this, right? Like, we don't talk about this when it comes to
You're
like...
not here for the free...
We don't talk about this
bottle
about...
of water in the lobby?
Well, that's really nice, and it's been upgraded recently. But,
there's chips this week.
Bob Iger gets that. He gets heritage, he gets legacy, and he understands that his role in this is about preserving it and ensuring that it's handed off to a steward in the next generation. And there may have been a false start along the way, but I think that all of the political machinations and the return and the 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and whatever you want to sort of call it, as the New York Times phrased it, it's fundamentally about Bob Iger sort of having that sort of 3-year out, 5-year out, 10-year out vision.
It's about Bob Iger having an ego.
Yeah.
All of that stewardship you're talking about is he
legacy's about
associates
ego,
his
right?
own legacy with the legacy of the company, and that's why the article illuminated that he has not been able to choose a successor for years. He's facing retirement again and still can't choose a successor, to someone to groom to take his place, because he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want it.
He doesn't
Correct.
want somebody to do as good of a job as he does, because it's about ego.
All right, guys, we're way over.
He's Streets of America.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with Parktionary.
Yay!
Some highly specialized majors, such as themed flooring, floor tiles, pavers, terrazzo flooring, and IP integration. Our students learn important skills like curating a music collection from Spotify, ordering furniture from a vendor, or how to use geometric shapes as a theme. Our campus recently added the $3 billion EP Quad, a state-of-the-art activation where students can live and work and play. This space pays homage to our legendary basketball coach, Walter Elias Disney, who led the prototype community COGS to over 23 NCAA championships. Here you can grow along with the beautiful foliage in the Dolores C. Volva Gardens. Relax with some lemonade or maybe a roast beef sandwich from our world-class cafeteria while cramming for that next exam. Soon, our students will enjoy an entirely new Fignasium and the beautiful Albert Communicore Hall. Students can also connect to their faith with daily services at the nearby Crystal Pyramids. The future of your world begins here. Prototype Community College. The magic of possibility awaits.
This week on Tom and Shariki, someone has some splaining to do.
Shrieky, did you order something on cable? We got charged here for a spaceship girth, the Great Nudie Ride, whoring over California, whoring around the world, whoring Fantastic Flight, just plain whoring? What did you order?
New episodes of Tom and Shariki this Thursday night at 9.
This time, Disney executives have gone too far. The true heart and soul of one of the biggest theme parks is about to be ripped out and replaced, proving once and for all that the Iger administration is hell-bent on removing the park from theme parks. And we don't care whether or not you think Cars belongs there.
I'm just heartbroken over this. My brother and I have been coming here ever since we found it a week ago.
The decisions the executive team has been making about Cars are really starting to get my goat.
That's right. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, an iconic piece of Disney's Hollywood Studios history, is going to be removed later this year.
Getting to watch an animatronic figure staring at a screen, pretending to race, instead of actually racing, is the purest form of what Walt would have wanted.
They can take away Splash Mountain, they can take away the rivers of America, but they absolutely cannot take away Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. It truly is the heart and soul of this park.
What about the Great Movie Ride?
What's that?
There weren't even any Disney movies in there.
Nuh-uh, what about Fantasia?
What?
Fantasia, there was a Fantasia scene.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Well, don't let heartless executives ruin the last thing that we love about these parks. Join our movement today by visiting geocities.com/Save Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy or by using the hashtag Save Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy located inside the Sunset Showcase Theater along Sunset Boulevard in Disney's Hollywood Studios, formerly Disney MGM Studios, on your social media. Lightning may come after thunder, but it will always come first in our hearts.
One minute I'm in Central Park, and then I'm down on Delancey Street. From the Bowery to St. Mark's, it's a syncopated beat. I said, ooh, 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 ooh. I'm streetwise, never compromise. Why should I worry? Why should I care? May not have a time, but I got streets half off fade. The rhythm of the city, once you get it down, you can play the crown. You know the time. Why should I worry? Why should I care? May not have a time, but I got streets half off fade. Why should I worry? Why should I care? everything goes and everything fits. They love me at the Chelsea, they adore me at the Ritz. Why should I worry? Why should I care? May not have a time. I got streets at warfare. Why should I worry? Why should I care? Just a big population, but I got streets at warfare. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh,
What you're all thinking, but Eric, what about this week on Nintendo Switch? Banjo, not a zooey. It is not a zoo. Remember that. Banjo Roadie told you. All right. We're going to hand it off to Jill now for Parktionary.
No, we had a fun intro. I love it. All right, welcome everybody to Parktionary. I feel like I'm too far. There we go. Let's come back here.
I'm too far. Let me move back.
Something like that. Okay, so this is the game where teams try to guess what the hell their teammate is drawing. So I'm going to tell you how this works. We have two teams. We have Sabrina, Davina, and Steven. And we have Desi, Nate, and Danny as team 2. So there are 2 teams. There are 3 rounds. Teams alternate turns. Each player will draw twice. If your team guesses correctly, you get 1 point. The other team must not interrupt or call out answers when it is their turn. Also, the audience shouldn't do that, especially you, Joe.
Oh, don't pick on
The first round is 2 assignments at a time limit of 30 seconds each. The second round is the same. In the third round, the time limit goes up to 60 seconds because the third round is harder. I know what the questions are. Trust me, it's harder.
Oh, dear Lord.
And then if we need a tiebreaker, there is a bonus round.
So you say
All right,
each person draws 2 the first round?
So team number 1, you've elected who is drawing first, and you will pick a card.
Don't show us. I can't see.
All right.
Hide it.
And don't put it in the stack.
Yeah, don't put it in the stack.
Don't put it back in the stack.
Okay.
All right, we have a timer.
Yes.
All right. On your mark.
Category?
Get the category for round 1. The category is Disney characters.
Okay.
All right. On your mark. Get set. Go.
Donald, Goofy, Mickey, Minnie, Jack Skellington.
Jack Skellington, yeah.
Very nice. Good job.
All right.
That's 1 point for team number 1.
There you go.
All right, team number 2, you
See,
are
you did
up.
it.
Whoever is drawing first, I have a marker for you. Choose your card.
Jack Heather.
Okay, are we ready on the timer?
No?
My
Oh, it's
lovely
so
assistant.
fancy.
My lovely assistant will manage the deck or the flip chart. All right, are we good with the timer?
Yes.
Ready, draw.
Olaf. Figment.
Wow. Wow. That's like an angel. I'm impressed.
I see
All right.
JFK popping out of a coin.
You're not playing tonight.
Okay, who's up next to draw on team 1?
All right.
Okay.
Category?
Category is still Disney
Still
characters.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, draw.
You say Uncle Dudley? Happy, Goofy, Dopey, Seven Dwarfs, Snow White, Rapunzel, Mother Gothel. It's a knife. He's stabbing people. Brave, Merida, Moana, Tafiti, Maui. I don't know. You're doing great. Keep going. Butterfly, bird, hummingbird, Pocahontas. There wasn't us.
Shut up, Joe.
Shut up, Joe.
The timer's off. Timer is up. Sorry. Joe was correct.
It was Jack Sparrow.
Joe was good. I see it now. There's a boat.
Obviously. Who doesn't see
bird.
Jack Sparrow then?
Team 2, you're up for your second.
I get this.
The pirate.
This is the last one in round 1.
Yeah. That's no. You were getting there.
Katie said, please talk into the mic.
On your mark, get set, draw.
Maximus. Pluto.
Oh, very nice. That was fast.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
All right, at the end of round 1, team 2 is in the lead, 2 points to 1.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll move into round 2. Same rules, 30 seconds per draw. Each team draws twice. Team number 1, you get to go first. And our category is Disney attractions.
Oh, son of a gun. All right. Oh boy. Follow me on this, guys.
On your mark, get set, draw.
Yep.
Very nice.
Make sure when you're guessing, you put that mic very close to you.
All right, team 2, who's up first?
Why are they not more sensitive?
That's what she said.
All right. On your mark, get set, draw.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Wow. Says he's on a roll.
It's the log flume, 100%.
Is this an anatomy class?
Eric, what part of the anatomy do you think that is exactly?
No, don't answer that question.
You do not want to know.
No, not at all.
All right, team 1.
You can do it.
All right. On your mark, get set, draw.
I do like that shirt she has on.
Right? It's awesome. Tiki Room. It's a Small World. Frozen. Pinocchio. The Winnie the Pooh ride. Dinosaur.
I think the timer.
Time's up.
Time is up.
But hold on. Can you please show off your shirt to the camera?
Yeah.
Look at this. It says we're here for the dumbest show.
Hang on.
We all on the back.
Dumbest show.
This is the dumbest show.
Such a good shirt.
We all are.
And it glows in the dark. We need to sell those on the carousel of
All
products.
right, team 2.
What was the answer? I'm sorry.
Remy's Ratatouille.
Oh, yeah,
Adventure.
Remy.
These ones glow in the dark.
All right.
Match your shirt over here.
Our last draw of round 2.
If it makes you feel any better.
Team 2, you are up.
Looks about the same. It should have gotten it.
On your mark.
No.
Get
Really
set.
good.
Draw.
Right, yeah.
Carousel progress. It's a small world.
Rise of the Resistance.
Tron Light Cycle Run.
Ding, ding.
That's the
Jesse's
canopy.
on a roll.
Dang.
That's the canopy.
I
It looked dirty.
didn't recognize it without the virtual
You're
cue.
like-
I didn't recognize it. That's what threw me off. If
Really?
it was a virtual cue, I would have got it. I don't understand.
All right, and
These
now
people
we
are
are
amazing
on
guessers.
to round 3. In round 3, again, these are slightly harder categories, so
Then Captain Jack
or
Sparrow.
slightly harder challenges. The category for round 3 is songs, and this time you'll have 60 seconds to try to guess what your teammate is drawing.
I play a lot
15?
of songs. I never drew a song before.
My rules say
50.
60. Oh, 50?
I told her 60.
My
Sorry,
rules say
Katie.
60.
5-0?
I mean,
We can't afford the extra
Set the
10
clock to
seconds.
30 seconds. What do you say?
Eric's being mean. Can we split the difference? Say 45. No. Okay, 50. We'll go 50.
She said 15.
Okay, then it's got to be 60 because I don't think 30 is enough. And my rules say 60. Category is songs. All right.
This is us. You got
Team
this.
1. On your mark. Get set. Draw.
Feed the birds. Up.
No.
Up. Up. Go fly a kite. Up. Band-Aid. First aid. Band up.
Full of sugar.
I don't know what's going on. Broken up. Break up. Broke up. Dear Lord.
That's why we gave him a minute.
Broken up.
I think it's broken up.
We're definitely broken up.
Oh, that classic song.
Maybe it's broke up.
Is it break? Are we breaking things?
I think that's
All right, time is up. Do I have any guesses from the audience? Yes. Fixer-upper.
Fixer-upper. It's from Frozen. It's not a good
They
song.
put it in Country Bears. Yeah.
Oh.
Movie I tuned out entirely.
All right.
With my grandchildren.
Okie doke.
Fixer-upper.
They were getting it in the chat.
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't been over there to see it yet.
Hold on. I'll give you. The good part is you only have to draw the words. You don't have to actually know. All right. On your mark. Get set. Draw.
Up.
Over.
Left.
You. Me.
Man.
Oh, it's charades now.
Remember me.
Oh.
Jesse's on a roll.
What would you do that?
What is
Because he said the second word and then
Second word was me.
So what was it?
Remember
Oh,
me.
remember me.
And you said 15
I just want you all to know that he came up to me and said, I don't know this song. And he still got it.
I've never seen Coco.
All right, what's the score?
The score right now is Team 2
I
has
didn't need
5.
the remember. I only
Team
needed
1
the,
has
knew the
2.
me.
She's good.
I-
That's
I-
how
The final
we're winning,
round.
is She is good.
This is our final
catch 'em.
round.
Just go to the final question. They're the winners. They can't catch them.
I know they can't. So what do we do?
So you.
I don't have
you
rules for this.
Declare the winners. Who is
Okay.
them.
Okay. We declare Team 2 winners.
And then
do they get the
you get
challenge?
to play one more bonus question
Okay.
for 10 core bucks. 10 core bucks.
Additional. There you go.
Ooh.
That's what you win.
That's better than
I
souvenir
also
bucks.
didn't know what the
Okay.
winnings were.
Understood.
All right. Who you have to nominate somebody to draw?
Sorry, guys.
You draw, you guess.
We were doomed from Jack Sparrow.
You direct.
on.
Yes.
It
All right.
wasn't you, it
Are you
was
ready?
them.
Danny, come on up.
They got Pluto and we got Jack Sparrow.
Here is your bonus category for 10
That is
core bucks.
valid. That is 100% valid.
She seems to feel ready for it.
Okay.
What is this category?
Ready?
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
what's
a
the category?
question mark category.
Oh.
Okay, on your mark, get set, draw.
Mickey. Food and wine.
The Food and Wine Festival?
Epcot International Food and Wine Festival.
Wow.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, there we go.
Good job, Team 2.
Good job, guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Make sure that we write their names down
I'm
for
sure
the
we
core
have
bucks.
consolation prizes for Team 1 as well.
Everybody on Team 1 gets an ice cube or something.
Everybody gets
We have free
something.
chips in the lobby.
I almost didn't play.
No, thank you.
Well,
for
that's
playing.
it. We're right at 2 hours.
We got to do super chats, Eric.
Well, oh no, are there super chats?
Let's do a couple of super chats, yeah.
I'm conflicted between ending the show in 2 hours, which I committed to do.
I'll read them fast. Let's
okay,
try to
good.
do it. Let's try to
and
get
getting money.
Let's try to read
I'll
them.
go with money.
Let's try to read them fast. Matthew Zausch, $1.99. Need more whiskey thief. Danny Dorito, $1.99. Hi, Dad. Hope you're enjoying Disney.
Aww.
Aww. Kate McOrbs, $4.99. They are opening a Buc-ee's in Huber Heights, Ohio in 2025. I should be there.
Wow.
All right.
Road trip.
Matt S., $10. What I got from the New York Times article was that Bob Chapek got fired for going to HR mandated HIPAA lessons. Is that Dina Jolis? $9.99. Initial payment to fund the Jason Fever Dream segment.
Insidious Jason.
Jordan Garrett, $50.
Thank you, Jordan.
Great discussion tonight has been a great episode. Thanks to Eric and Jill for filling in for Tom and Nick, so I had something fun to watch tonight. And Corgi, $20 in honor of the best Eat to the Beat guests. Would Piano Rob, that's me. I'm not going to play this because I don't know it yet, but I'll listen to it for next week. Where's the Love by Hanson. Missed the festival when they used to sell hops. I didn't know they're not selling that anymore. Are they not selling that anymore?
I don't know.
One more, $1.99, Michelle E. I promise I'm not drunk. So does Eric. I'm not on again?
I want to be.
Why does my mic keep going out at the end of the shows? Well, that's it. That was
Must be a coincidence, Rob.
Wait, did they get any of those super chats?
Yeah, we got some. Thank you for the super chats, everyone.
Not the last two. Michelle E. said, I promise I'm not drunk. And in honor of the Eat to the Beat guests, I'm going to play Where's the Love by Hanson next week. Missed the festival when they used to sell hops, which I thought they still did. That was the Hanson beer. They have their own beer. That's a real thing if you didn't know it. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
That's what I
Thank you,
hear.
Jill. Thank you to all the contestants and this lovely audience we had tonight. We do have a post show for the wigs at $7 and up.
Through despair and hope, through faith and love, until we find our place on the path unwinding, in the circle of life. In the circle